Bass on the front page. 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 One mic. Bass on the front page. One mic. Bass on the front page. One mic.
Hi, well, welcome back, everyone. Again, I am your host, Deborah Coco, and I hope you enjoyed the first segment of this show. I mean, that was such a positive message, what we talked about, the brand. Make sure you go out and support Verbal Nation Apparel. It was very interesting to learn what that brand was all about. But now I have another treat for you. I have a guest, Chicago-born artist. St. Jaimz is joining me, and we're going to talk about his music, his new release, Gentle. I love it. It's a beautiful song. And we're going to talk about what's coming up for Mr. St. Jaimz and what we can look forward to for the rest of 2020. So join me in welcoming St. Jaimz to the show.
Hey, what's up, Deborah Coco?
Hi. Thank you for joining me. Before we start off this interview, I definitely have to give Von Jaimz a nice shout out for connecting me with you. He sent me the information. He was like, I really want you to talk with an artist that I'm working with and check out his music. He's doing big things. And I was like, yeah, send that information over. And boy, was I surprised. Like, I was so surprised because I listen to so many artists and I hear so many different types of music, but to hear some good R&B, like I'm such an old school, like I love like the original R&B music, and I definitely felt so nostalgic listening to that song. That was one of my favorite songs, and I was just in here like swaying and dancing, loved it. And you have such a great voice.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm just but I've been hiding for a while. I've been trying to break through, but you know how it is. You just got to keep pushing.
No, the industry is definitely very hard, and I think at some point it became even harder for R&B artists, right? Yeah, especially with the whole merge of R&B and hip hop. It seems like they were kind of trying to throw out real good R&B, right? They was trying to remove it from all the airwaves. So, you know,
urban music. But like anything else in America, it's we got to be honest about it. It is why would we be surprised that corporate America, in terms of the disparity, the racism, the inequality, why would it not exist in the music industry? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, so I'm not surprised.
Yes, indeed. And you know, a lot of things when they feel like they can capitalize off of urban music or whatever, or that genre that they really don't know too much about, they're going to find a way, you know, to get in there and try to control that. But you know, I try to do segments, and that's a good point to talk about. But we have to talk about like you and singing and coming from Chicago, and how did this whole music lane open up for Mr. St. Jaimz? I love, that's a great name. How did that open up for you?
You know, I think just perseverance, consistency. I had days where I wanted to throw in the towel, and I have literally thrown in the towel. I threw in the towel for 7 years, and I'm 53 now. A lot of people get real weird when I tell my age. I don't care. Charlie Wilson's over at 60 doing what he's doing. Smokey Robinson's still making records. I don't want to hear it. Right. 53, I'm still a young whippersnapper to them cats. So to me, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm washed up or I'm too old to do what I love in this music. And as you can see, my vocals, God has blessed me with the ability to sing like a young. So, but more importantly, I produce and I write and I have a vision for how I want R&B to go, because there's no one representing R&B. I mean, there's people out there saying they're the king of R&B. That's fine if that's your thing, but rhythm and blues doesn't belong to anybody.
No, it doesn't.
So
right.
I'm just a messenger and an advocate to it, not the king on the throne of it. Never will ever try to be that. If somebody else says it about me, that'll be you saying it, but it won't be me. I'm focused on just making good music and trying to reach the people that need it. So, you know, we just gotta get back to allowing the music that we grew up on, that we love, to satisfy our appetites and palates, and we control the narrative of it because we got the purchasing power. We have the money, the 401ks, the jobs, the businesses, the career. I'm saying? We have to get back to loving R&B again and not being. People are actually walking around afraid to admit that they like R&B in 2021. That is embarrassing to me. I'm like, excuse me?
Very much so. But you know, everybody's become so disconnected to wanting to
Right.
feel good. You
Right.
can't want to throw your hands up and party all the time. You know, you can't listen to Pop Smoke and all these other artists all the time.
All the time.
What do you do when you lay back with your lady or you lay
Right.
back with your
Matter of fact.
significant other and you sipping on some wine? Like, what do you do? Who do you listen to?
Dude,
Who do you turn to?
Listen, obviously they listening to that stuff and still doing what they do.
Right. Maybe it don't mean I have a factor for some people, but I'm saying for the mature, you know, that's how we know how to relax. That's how when I go to relax, I don't want to have to turn on the radio because I know I'm gonna be highly disappointed.
Exactly.
I'm gonna have to wait 8 songs later
Right.
until I can hear one song that I really want to listen to.
That's
So
right.
I mean, being from Chicago, and you have a lot of great artists that came from Chicago. Like, did you have an opportunity growing up to really perform a lot and express your gift in a lot of different venues? And did you have a lot of opportunities to showcase your skills?
You know, I was a kid because you know I was born in the 60s, obviously late 60s, so 68 to be exact. And I recall that Jackson 5 were just kind of like coming. Michael Jackson was still doing it.
Right.
So you know he was that Michael. You know what I'm saying? So my mama just felt like, okay, let me throw you out in the middle of the hood. Cause we lived in a project, so you know in the project you have the big in the Chicago the high rises. You have the big courtyard area. People, we have it was kind of like concrete jungle, so to speak. But she would put me smack dab in the middle, put a tip bucket out there, and I'll be doing all the moves and singing. I'll be getting
no way,
dude. It was crazy. We would literally eat off of me singing for our supper because that's how
you was paying the rent. Look ahead now. Mama had a plan. That's right, Mama. Right.
Still did. Hey, rest in peace, my mama. By the way.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, she had me out there singing, and that's how it started for me. And I got bit by the bug. Plus, my grandmother was a singer and a gospel singer, and so Monday through Friday. She be tearing it up with Otis, Damn, Cook, the Temptations, the Dells, everybody. Shy Light. Then it comes Sunday. You better have your butt ready for Sunday school.
Right. You better go. But wasn't that like Sunday school? Like a lot of people talk about Sunday school. That's one of the best places to get some good singing lessons, you know? Right. And that's how you learn to sing from your heart, you know, and your soul.
If you ain't careful, you get a spanking too on Sunday.
You sure will. But I want to touch upon the fact of what you said, like you actually ended up, even with the love and the joy and the passion and everything for music, like you actually had to step away for like 7 years, right? Yeah. Because like we said, there was a big shift in music at some point. Right. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I felt that it was a little harder for R&B singers because for one, when you went to perform, a lot of R&B singers needed a band, or there were groups of 5, and people didn't want to pay the kind of money that that you need to really pay for a group to travel, expenses and things like that. So there was other factors, not just the radio that kind of hurt R&B, but it might have just been keeping up with the standards of like when you first used to perform. I know Carl Thomason would go out get like 15, 20 grand a show. Right. You know, then it dropped to 5, and it's like, okay, well, we'll pay for your hotel room, but we're not paying for everybody else, you know? So the industry itself just started changing. Yeah. And then the DJs, you know, it was like, you could come, but you can't bring your band. We'll just play it on a CD or something.
It ain't thing, man.
It's not. It's not.
It diminished the value of the R&B on the road, R&B artists on the road, because the road is where you make your money. The road is where you build your fan base, and the road is where you grow up. So if you're limited to do that because they're trying to penny pinch and cut costs, and see the reality is people want microwave music. They don't want nothing that you put no time and effort in and really put work into it. And then it's all about analytics now. They don't care how dope you are, how great your music is.
No, they don't.
Numbers. You can be your stuff can be garbage, and as long as them numbers is good, they don't care. And that's just ridiculous. Go ahead.
Well, we see that now, right? That's exactly what we're looking at now. We're looking at artists that have these high numbers, and they're the ones that's getting the deals. But when you listen to the music, it's like, what are they even talking about?
Right.
I don't even have an idea what I'm dancing to, you know, and I can't even understand what they're saying. Right. So yeah, is just, they just made a whole mess of our music. But I definitely want us to showcase your latest video.
Okay.
Is it Be Gentle or Gentle?
It's
What is it?
Being gentle.
Being gentle. Mr. St. James is hitting these numbers, y'all, on all these social media music platforms. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. But right now, let's watch Being Gentle by Mr. St. James featuring Sine.
Girl, I understand that your body needs attention, and I don't wanna take away from your body's perfections by being too rough. It's not enough to just be gentle, so don't wanna make it hard, 'cause it's all way too simple. Oh, yeah.
And I wanna take away all your body's aggression, but don't be too rough. I love it that you're soft and gentle, so don't wanna make it hard, 'cause it's all way too simple, baby.
I don't ever wanna stop loving you, girl, so don't you ever stop being in my world.
Never wanna stop loving you, boy, so don't you ever stop giving me joy.
I'll be gentle,
please be very gentle
when I'm loving you, when I'm loving you.
Boy, I hope you understand that your love's my addiction, but if you will leave, then you'll become my affliction. I die. I won't give up being touched, because it's simple. So what I love most of all is your love is so gentle, baby.
Girl, I hope you understand you're my prized possession, and loving you gently has become my obsession. I'll hold you up just like our love. I'll keep it simple, so just come and celebrate our love. Let's not be judgmental, baby. I stop loving you, loving you. So don't you ever stop being in my world.
I don't ever wanna stop loving you, boy, so don't you ever stop giving me joy.
I'll be gentle.
Please be very gentle
when I'm loving
you.
When I'm loving you, when I'm loving you,
holding you,
wanting to please you.
When you're lying next to me, baby, you got me calling, calling your name, baby. Stop loving you, boy, so don't you ever stop giving me joy.
I'll be gentle, I'll be gentle.
Please be very gentle
when I'm loving you, when I'm loving you,
when I'm loving you.
Beautiful. beautiful. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I could watch it 2, 3 more times. It's so much passion. It's just and Shanae, she can sing.
She bad, ain't
She
she?
she has a beauty. She hit a little note in there. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
great duo,
Thank
great
you.
combination, great rendition, like beautiful.
Thank
It's I'm about to do this once we finish. It's going on repeat. I'm playing that
you.
quite a few more
Yeah,
times
you haven't heard the
before.
whole EP. We did Baby Come to Me, the remake. Have you heard
Oh
that?
my God. Oh my God. I please send it to me. Please.
Okay, yeah.
Look,
Email address. I got you.
this song, okay, it peaked #7 on Global Top 200. It hit #1 on the indie soul charts. It hit #1 on the 100 hip hop and R&B Miami. It hit #16 on the global hip hop R&B charts top 50. Amazing. It's amazing. Okay.
R&B.
And please don't stop singing. Like you have a great voice. Like I haven't seen a video so passionate without people actually being passionate. Like
Right.
I'm like, yo, it was just it's beautiful. I don't even know
Thank
what
you.
else to say about it.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm so happy that you did that song. I'm so happy that you're doing music and you got back into your passion. We didn't get into your break, but we don't need to. You are
nah,
here today
yes,
and
man.
you are doing what you love to do, which is the most important thing. So
Yeah.
let's talk about what you're working on currently.
Okay. Well, I haven't. Outside of the Gentle as a single, I have an EP called "Throwback the Covers" Volume
Mhm.
1. So there will be a volume 2 coming hopefully by the fall. But for now, volume 1 is doing well. Over 1.5 million streams on Spotify for the EP.
Wow. Wow.
Being Gentle as a single is about 11,000 streams away from 1 million as a single. So
Awesome.
that's just the EP. I'm also a producer.
I'm not surprised though. For that just one, so I'm not surprised. Right.
Thank you, thank you. I'm also a producer and a songwriter. So I have an independent label called Household Name Entertainment where I partner with independent artists and I help them kind of like put together their projects so they have an industry sound. See, the problem with most independent artists that are like independent, that their music isn't competitive with the mainstream artists.
Right.
So you
Right.
can tell the
Right.
difference.
Mhm.
So when your product isn't competing, you can't go up against Nike if your shoes don't even know where to touch their stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
it's the same kind of concept in the music industry. If you got demo sounding records, your mixes aren't good, you're just a beat off from being pop. It's just always something with the demo type or independent artists that just haven't polished their records. No disrespect to them, but you gotta polish your stuff. So I'm lucky and blessed to have an award-winning engineer, some award-winning
Nice.
producers that I'll go through and I work with, and I really put together my records like Motown, like Berry Gordy used to do. I'm taking some old school pages out of the old school playbook.
Right. Right.
You
I
know
could
what I mean?
tell.
So I have artists that I'm putting out. St. James Presents. You'll be see a lot of that coming up with me just presenting artists that I may have produced or co-wrote with, or I'm on a record with, and we're just putting the records out. So I'm doing a Diddy thing in the videos a little bit, just a touch. You know what I'm saying?
But I do like that because you do have great sound. You know what, like you said, you have an ear for what's the different elements that you need to put together a great project. And I like the fact that even though you're showcasing yourself, you're also featuring other people that need that help. A lot of us need that help to get in that lane. We need direction, we need guidance. And if you have the information to share, why not? You have the actual industry knowledge to share. And in the meanwhile, you're still following your love. You're still doing something that you're passionate about. It's a win-win.
There's no need for selfishness, man. It's ridiculous.
Right.
There's enough
Right.
pie. There's enough pie for everybody to eat. And in the music industry, number one, a single song is divided in 2 halves, but has up to 10 slices in that one pie. And a song has 10 slices to it. You can make monetize over 10 elements of that whole one song, and people don't even know it. They're missing out on so much money right now that they don't even know. So
Oh my God! But give us a clue of some of the elements, because that's an important piece, and I love to teach people.
There's you can re-sing your old records that you like. Say you were signed to a record label. You can go. It's a rematch. You see, if you hear a lot of artists going back re-singing old records that they did before, it's because now they have, after about 10 years or so, I think the statute of limitations on a record label owning your masters is a certain amount of time. So you can go back and sing, let's say CeCe Peniston, for example, that finally it is happening. If she re-sang, I think she already did that. You can re-sing your old record your way. You got to do it exactly like you sang it back in the day, and it's got to sound just about the same as possible. Then you now can take that remastered version and monetize it and make money now. When you when you were singing with the label, you couldn't. They owned
they had control. They owned it.
Well, if you remastered master, so you can remaster your original composition that you once did under the contract, do it again, and as long as you sing exactly the same way, you can make money off of it. And that the mechanical license, sync licensing, that's where your song is put in. You know, like when you go on TikTok or Instagram and you put your record on your video or picture. It's all kinds of like pieces of the pie. Just the mechanical royalties are tough to get because people not making like CDs and vinyl as much.
Right.
So they figured out a way, but I got a chart. I'm willing to give it up to anybody, and I love to get the information out to help people because in no sense of holding on. So I've already made a lot of mistakes to getting to this point, so I know, and I don't want to see no artists go through what I went through because no people just could have just helped me, and that didn't. And that's okay.
That didn't. Yeah, that's how. So what are some of the like, give me one learning point for yourself as far as with your career that you wish would have happened a little differently for you?
You know, there's a lot of songs I had to let go because I didn't protect them. Like, I wrote some really great records, and I rocked with some people that basically tried to strong arm my music. You know, you didn't write that. I'm sitting here writing, and I know I wrote it. You basically threatening me like I didn't write the song. Because I don't know no better. So, you know, I advise every artist out there to learn how to copyright your stuff, protect your works, and, you know, and try to do good business, man. A song ain't worth dying over. Nobody's killing each other over music, but it ain't even over the music. It's the money that the music brings and the fame that causes people to, you know, really react.
Go crazy with it. Right. Exactly. So I mean, that is always like, we've seen movies like, you know, New Edition and TLC. We done seen a lot of movies that, number one, like my first guest stated, you have to protect yourself, you know, even if you can't afford a lawyer. It's so much information online where you could get this information. You shouldn't be sharing ideas, putting out stuff if you're not 100% sure that your stuff is protected by you.
There's no need to be smart. I mean, there's no need to be dumb with a smartphone.
Right. And you can look up dummies for anything. Like, even if you don't have the clue and you need it to be broken, have the information broken down to the little minute aspect. Absolutely. You can find it on here. You can watch these videos 100 times. Listen to this information. Listen to information that's being shared by other artists that traveled the same journey as you. You can learn. But we so fast. We so quick. We think we have all the answers and that we know everything. Which is what happens.
That plays into the hands of the mainstream music industry. They want us ignorant and clueless. So the more less you know, the better they can exploit you, especially the younger generation. And then most of them find us in dire straits and impoverished situations. So we're desperate. So we're willing to sign a contract without reading it. And half the time, we can't even afford a lawyer to review the contract prior to signing it. That's the biggest one. Right. 18-year-old kid with nothing that come from nothing, a contract to say, go get that looked at by a lawyer who wants a certain amount of money for a retainer to even look at the document. He can't afford that. He's like, I'll just sign it. Now, you know, now you're stuck in getting pennies on the dollar when millions. Come on, man. The stories go on and on.
So what do you think that maybe the top two important elements, like if you're going to sign with a management company, like you're with a management company today, correct?
No, actually, I don't have a manager. And if you know anybody out there that's bringing something to the table that's looking to manage me, come on, holler at me.
Okay.
Listen, I'm honest. I'm a CEO. I mean, I handle all my business, but everybody has to have a management because someone
managers and a solid team,
got a team. No management yet, but I got a team of people who kind of insulate what I'm doing, and we handle our business on the business side of things. But I recommend that these artists not necessarily get a management contract with anyone that's asking you for something.
They should be able to bring
the combination
elements
partnerships. I think ultimately the manager has to bring something, and then the artist has to invest in themselves. Gone are the days where there's somebody's going to rescue you from obscurity and pull you out of the muck and mire. They're not going to do it.
Right, they're not doing that today because the industry has changed so much
Mhm.
that even some managers that I know are taking big losses nowadays. So
Absolutely.
it really, like you said, it got to be more of a 50-50 deal, so to speak, today.
50-50
So
partnership is important because that both parties have invested interest and liability instead of one
right,
putting it
right.
on.
That is so true. That's also very important.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Throwback the Covers Volume 1. Where can we find it?
All digital platforms streaming right now. Spotify, all the usual suspects, Amazon, Apple Music. If you're an Apple Music fan, please go to Apple Music and check out this EP. I'm trying to get my Apple numbers up, man. It's a really good platform, big. But I'm seeing that Spotify is just dominating the whole streaming game.
Isn't it? Yeah,
Now.
it is.
I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, but hey, and nonetheless, I'm gonna keep on using the platform. But ultimately, I want to kind of push people towards my official website. That's my goal: www.saintjaimz.com. That's SAINTJAIMZ. That's my official.
Yes, there you go. Look, I wish we had more time, but I definitely appreciate you. Yes, you have to come back because this is good energy here, good music. I was hoping to get a little acapella. You know, it's so much. We have somebody that can really throw down. You know,
I got you. Oh, my bad. Don't call me. You'll never find.
Another love like. Look, I can't be a Sine, but I can do a drum beat for you in the background. It's been a pleasure, St. James. Thank you so much. And we will talk again. Okay?
Anytime. Hey, send me your email or tell Vaughn to give me your email address. I'm going to send you these records. Okay? So
Vaughn has everything. He has everything. And again, shout out to him.
Yeah,
I
Vaughn
really enjoyed this show today, y'all.
That's good.
And make sure you tune in and support St. James. Go to Apple Music, download Spotify. Follow him. He is St. James on everything. Go to his website, SAINTJAIMZ. Okay? So make sure you don't forget that I and you follow him and you support, okay? Because we positive vibing today, like today and always. And support your girl. Just give me the mic.com. Make sure you go support the show, subscribe, hit that bell. Catch us Sunday nights again, channel 68, 10 p.m. MNN2 in Manhattan at 8 p.m. And if you want to be a guest on the show, make sure you send me an email. Just give me the mic 12@gmail.com, y'all. It's been a great show. Peace and blessings to everyone. And until next time, we will see you soon. Good night.